Hello, it's me again. I did a video yesterday about the Audi A6, compared it with my Tesla Model 3, and I expected my Tesla to return to me yesterday, and I haven't heard, so I still haven't got it. And I know through experience, if you phone Tesla up, you don't actually phone up the place which is actually repairing the car. You phone up a sort of a service centre. So you can't really talk directly to the place which is fixing the car. So I assume it's not finished yet. I mean, on the app it says it's will be finished 5 o'clock Wednesday, and now it's midday Thursday. Still, as I said in my other video, they've lent me kindly a Audi A6 automatic diesel. So that gets me around. Of course, it uses 4 times as much fuel as a Tesla, but it drives down the road, so that's okay. And it's nice of them to lend me a car. As far as electric cars are concerned, in Britain, this should be the perfect place for electric car because we're small, and obviously EVs have got a shorter range. But the infrastructure isn't great. I mean, there's 3.3 watt chargers, which are on the road, which are pointless, absolutely pointless on the road. No problem at home, because you just go to bed and charge it. And there's 7 kilowatt chargers, which you cannot have at home, which again, you charge up when you're asleep, and they charge up reasonably quick. But on the road, absolutely useless. Polar do a charge up to about 50 kilowatts per hour, which is the minimum really. You wouldn't want to go to a charger when you're on the road any slower than that, so they're okay. And of course Tesla, well, my local Tesla charges at 100 kilowatts an hour, which is absolutely fine. But they're not around the corner, they're not that plentiful, but they're far superior. My theory of electric vehicles is range is everything, and there's still some car manufacturers that still seem to think, oh, it's perfectly fine to put a smallish battery in an electric car. Well, it's just not, because as I say, range is everything. If you had enough range, you wouldn't need the infrastructure at all. If they could make a car with electric car, which will come eventually, with 500-mile range, then you wouldn't need any infrastructure. You could just charge it at home. So that is the dream scenario. But short of the dream scenario would be the minimum of 50 kilowatt chargers at, well, this sounds so obvious, but nobody's doing it, at every petrol station. Because obviously petrol stations are where the cars go. So that would be really, really sensible. So it's really, really not going to happen. I mean, it wouldn't be colossally expensive for the government to bring in something like that, but do governments really want to back electric vehicles? They do verbally, but do they really want to upset the coal, petrol, fossil industry, which is worth billions? I don't think they do. And any fossil car maker, Kia, Hyundai, fantastic electric cars they make. Do they want to sell them? No, not really. The only electric car maker that is feasible is Tesla, because that's all they make. So they're going flat out to sell electric cars because they make electric cars. Once you have a fossil car maker that makes electric cars on the side, they want to make fossil cars. Because not only do they sell the fossil cars, they get all set up for the fossil cars. They've got their own infrastructure. They're building the engines. They're servicing them. And then, of course, fossil cars need more servicing. So there's lots of other bits and pieces which are connected up why they don't want to make electric cars. It's financially far more beneficial for them to carry on making their fossils. So we're all leaning on Tesla as by far the leader. I sound biased because I've got a Tesla, of course, but they are the leader because they make solely electric cars. and nothing can change that. They've got no fingers in any other pies. I mean, Elon Musk, even though he's, let's say, slightly eccentric, he is a bit of a genius. And on his own, he really is changing the face of transport, which is amazing, absolutely incredible. Without him, electric cars would be going nowhere. If there wasn't a Tesla, there wouldn't be the electric cars that are around today. I mean, Nissan came out, to their credit, with the Leaf, one of the first mass-produced electric cars, and stopped. They have not progressed. They have not fitted battery management. I mean, you think, what's the most important thing on an electric car is the battery. So you think they might actually put battery management in to look after their products, let alone the fact that it actually gets hot and it gets slower on charging. But the sheer common sense is you look after your main feature of the car, which hints upon that Nissan don't particularly want to sell electric vehicles at all. And then Renault brought out the Zoe, similar time, with a battery lease, which nobody likes. But of course now it's fine because you can own the battery. And now there is several new electric cars coming out, which may help. But they're not. They are quite expensive. No, that's which way you cut it. Electric cars are expensive, and me being a bit sceptical. Are they really? Do they really need to be that expensive? I know the batteries are dear, but they talk about batteries being £7,000. Well, perhaps they are, but then you don't need an engine, and you don't need an automatic gearbox. So why electric cars are so much more expensive than fossil cars? Well, you've got to be a bit dubious, I think. I really think they don't really want to get stuck into it. Unless they really, really mass produce them, they can't bring their own prices down. And while they don't really, really want to sell solely electric cars, well, why would they? It was like kicking themselves in the face. So it's all a bit of a battle. And it's only countries like Norway. It's funny, calling Norway, Denmark, the clever countries like Norway, which have an abundance of oil, but they don't use it. They sell it to less enlightened countries to burn and pollute their areas. So Norway are well into electric vehicles and hydraulic power, which so they are pretty smart. And we look like we're pretty dim, I feel anyway, because we just don't want to get into it. They talk about the carbon footprint and how bad China is. They'll say, oh, China, what's the good of us cleaning up our act when China is so bad? Well, actually, China per capita, that's per person, makes the same pollution as the UK. America pollutes much more than China per capita. America are top of the list per capita at pollution. They are the polluting country. But that doesn't seem to be said very often. Well, I don't know why that is, or maybe I do know why that is, and maybe I should not say. But well, anyway, the cold countries, Norwegian, Denmark, excellent, smart folk, beautiful roads, beautiful scenery. This country should be ideal. We should be able to lead the way. Small country, dense population, but we're not going to lead the way. We're not going to go diving into something. We've got billions. We waste billions. We're not going to spend billions on something that will make us leaders in the world. That's not us anymore. We just don't do that sort of thing. And it is a damn shame. We could be pushing forward. We could be ahead of Norway, ahead of Denmark. But no, we won't be. We'll just be tagging along. And we are a smart country. We've got technicians, clever people. But are we going to build like Tesla, a hypermarket, a megamarket? I forget the name of it. The huge factories which are building their Teslas. Are we going to build a huge factory in this country? Not a chance. Do we think fossil cars will be here forever? Well, the government says no, but the government behind doors, no doubts, yes, we want fossil cars forever. We make money out of oil. All governments make money out of oil. Another thing Norway does, the profits they make from the oil that their country's got plenty of, do you know what they do with it? Do they give it to billionaires? No, they give it to the people. How stupid's that? So anyway, unless we change our philosophy, we're going to keep on polluting away and dragging along behind other countries and just dragging our heels. Anyway, that's enough moaning for today. I shall go now and put the kettle on. Bye-bye.